Welcome back to the final video of the Gnomergon guide. This is the final boss. This is most probably the hardest boss of them all. Gonna talk about how and everything you need to know about this boss. So first thing is, it does a frontal damage. I'm not looking away right now, but you can see the frontal damage is happening right now where the frontal of the boss is on fire. And the only thing your tank has to do is turn around and run away. Outrange this, obviously trying to keep aggro. But you should have built up enough aggro here to not lose aggro and make the boss turn to your team. The reason why you need to turn around and run away is because you can outrange the frontal. And that is the key over here. So I think our tank did get hit a few times by the frontal. And unfortunately, we had to tank swap. But you can do this purely with one tank. You don't have to tank swap at all. If the tank is on top of that. So this frontal, the fire frontal thing will happen only in phase 1 and phase 4. The thing you guys need to know about the phases, there's only 3 different phases. Almost everything is identical, but in phase 4, everything happening in phase 1, 2, and 3 could happen to the boss as well. That is just something you need to know. So that is the only mechanic that I need to cover for you guys regarding this boss. Because that is, everything else is the same. Now you can see the bombs coming up over here, where my mouse is. So number 5 sluice is open. So it goes up until 6. This is number 6, 5, 4, all the way until the other side of the entrance. So you start with number 1 there. So you normally have one person on duty calling this out. And you would see that, our Druid, his name is Cruid, right? He was on duty of this. So if he says number 5, then you normally have, like my first one, we had 2 mages and a hunter. They would go and click on these buttons and obviously close the sluice from the bombs coming in. So yeah, so you just have to have someone on duty that's calling that out. And normally it's your tank, because your tank don't have much to do other than face tanking. At least our tank did that the first time. He only ran away and kept looking at where the sluice is open, and that was pretty much it. So the frontal is the only thing that will change in phase 2. The bombs is also fire right now. It will be frost in phase 2. So let's just go to phase 2 quickly. So here we go. This is phase 2. Now, the boss will do an AoE damage. Okay. So the bombs right now, the first one will slow you. The second one will freeze you. If you're frozen, you need to get cleansed from a healer before the boss does this AoE explosion wave. It literally just did that. If it does the AoE explosion wave and someone is frozen like completely, it will wipe the team. It does 3000 raid-wide damage. So you cannot afford to have anyone frozen. So the people have to be on top of those bombs and closing the sluices much more actively than on phase 1. This is also a pretty hard healing boss. So normally what will happen is your healers, they have free reign to press the button whenever they need healing or whenever they need mana. The healers don't deal with the sluices because they can't afford to get away at any time. And now phase 2 is done. So now the bombs will go from blue to green. It will go from freeze to acid. Now acid is again as easy as phase 1. And the only thing the tank needs to know on the boss is the boss will also put down an acid pool below them. And all you have to do is just move out of the acid pool. It's really not that hard. The same thing with the bombs. The bombs will have an acid pool that they put down. And the only thing you need to know is that the acid pool, it makes it a little bit harder for you to get to the bombs. It's literally the only difference. So other than that, there's nothing more to talk about on phase 3, right? Phase 1, 2, and 3, all of it is exactly the same. The only difference is the color, and the boss does one different ability every time. There's only one mechanic every phase, and yeah, in phase 4, it will be all phases together. So the boss will technically have 3 abilities, if that makes sense. But it will not overlap the abilities. It will not be like, oh, it does the poison now, it does the floor now, and it does the AoE shock now. No, the bombs will change. Let's just go to phase 4. So this is phase 4. You can see the boss is looking frozen again. So the bombs is green. You can see that there's a green bomb that came out. Now it's a blue one. So the bombs was green, then blue. The boss, I think it randomizes no. Okay, so it does the poison there. The poison cloud, it does the it did the shock. So it does the abilities quite often. So all you have to do is just be on top of the heals if you're the healer. You can see that I'm full mana, dude. Like, this is not a hard boss to heal. This is not a hard boss, like, if you do the mechanic. The mechanic is the bombs. If you have 3 people doing the bombs, this is not a DPS race. You could do... We're doing this boss for 7 minutes right now. There does the phase 1 frontal. This is not a DPS race that people don't understand. This, like, you have infinite mana, you have infinite, yeah, everything, because it's just so easy to do the boss. The mechanic is the bombs, and you just have to have people on top of that bomb as soon as possible. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the whole guide. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm looking forward to answering that for you guys. I'm also streaming on Twitch every single day. Link is in the description if you want to come support me. Or you could just, you know, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I try and post the video every single day that I can. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!